Black Ops 7 is failing. Call of Duty is dead. Black Ops 7 pre-orders are down. Call of Duty developers are in panic mode doing damage control. It's over. Fuck Call of Duty. Up yours, Activision. Correct? Yes? You guys agree with that statement? You believe that to be true? And I will say for you watching this video, that's 110%, can't deny the fact, reality. You watching this video, you think Call of Duty is dead. For you it is. You're not going to probably buy the game, pre-order the game. You'll play the beta. It's free. Why not? But I guarantee you don't have anything good to say about this franchise. And honestly, rightfully so. I totally agree with you guys. Call of Duty, in its general state it is right now, fucking sucks. The developers are garbage. And the former glory days of Call of Duty and how it used to be so amazing are definitely dead to people like me and you. But I see videos like I'm watching in front of me here by Cinema talking about how it's dead. And yes, he's speaking to us. You need to realize that, okay? You need to realize that he's speaking to me and you, us. But for the majority people who play and buy this game, it's not dead. That doesn't mean that Black Ops 7 is not in trouble, though, because it is in trouble. Because Battlefield 6 is definitely competition that is going to take player count, player base, and money away from Activision and Call of Duty itself. And that's not how businesses work. Businesses always have to be making more money. So when you see videos like this by Cinema, they're doing damage control, Black Ops 7 is dead, they're flapping like fish out of water, panicking. Yes and no, because once again, they do realize that people like myself, people like you who watch these videos are not happy with the current state of Call of Duty, and we are a very small, vocal minority. And I can prove that to you before we go any further. In fact, before I go any further, I would like to prove that to you so you don't have any misconception about what the reality is and what we as people here watching these videos exposing Call of Duty and all the bullshit actually are compared to the vast majority of Mongoloids who actually populate this game. Now, this was brought to me by my friend who showed me on the PlayStation 5 network where a vast majority of people do actually play this game, regardless of videos you've seen out here with Clickbait and Ragebait, where people like myself and every other YouTuber, Rick, Fooley, Blame Truth, Cinema, etc., do try to skew things and try to represent things to prove a point more so than actual reality would actually represent those facts, if that makes sense to you. And I'm going to show you stats right here that show you what is actually going on. If you look at these stats, these are ratings for Battlefield 6 on PlayStation 5. They have 600,000 ratings with 4 stars overall, with 3.96. 73% of the actual ratings for Battlefield 6 are a 4 or 5 star. Just let that sink in. And there's 600,000 ratings of this game on PlayStation 5. First of all, who the fuck sits there and wastes time to rate a video game on PlayStation? So if you have 600,000 people rating this game on PlayStation 5 Black Ops 6, which is probably one of the worst Call of Duties of all time now, in retrospect, then that means there's like millions of people actually playing this game because a very few small percentage of people are actually going to waste their time rating a goddamn video game. How many guys you go on, for, I don't know, some kind of website to rate shit? I don't know, if you do, you're an absolute freak. But no one really does. But yet 600,000 people did do that for Black Ops 6 on the PlayStation Network. And once again, 73% of them are positive. All right, so that's crazy. That's the real world demographics. We don't represent that at all. But let's just keep it real and pack the steel here, guys. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is down pretty bad compared to some other of the franchise titles. More so based on the fact that Battlefield 6 is coming out and Call of Duty is worried about that competition. Not so much worried about you and me making these videos, watching these videos, participating in these videos, because once again, to prove my point, we are only 10% of that demographic. So when you see a video like this by Cinema, which, you know what, let's watch for a second here and counter his points and see what he has to say. And once again, he's speaking to us, speaking to me, I'm speaking to you. We're not speaking to the other 99% of the retards in the Call of Duty community, who 600,000 of these people gave a positive review of Black Ops 6. 73% positive reviews by dudes playing PlayStation. I'm telling you right now, the franchise is doing just fine. So let's see what Cinema has to say here, and let's see if we can make fun of him, or counter his points, or provide some actual factual information that isn't rage bait, clickbait, sensationalized, to get you all hyped up and charged for hate on Call of Duty, which it deserves, but sometimes it's nice to be actually honest.
Because they got rid of carry forward, the camo can only be used in Black Ops 6. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And now we're out here making a video to answer questions about the Black Ops 7 multiplayer. It's about a 2.5-minute watch, but I'm going to save you guys some time. It's basically just Matt Scrons from Treyarch, who I honestly thought...
This is what's happening here, guys. This guy, Matt somebody, I don't know his fucking name, from Treyarch, came out to answer questions. Not really damage control, he's just answering questions about the upcoming Call of Duty and, you know, what you can expect. I mean, like I said, there's no real panic. People are going to buy and play this game. You're not going to. I'm not probably going to. Well, I'm not going to. But these other guys are going to. And they know that.
Because we have not heard from this guy at all throughout the entirety of the Black Ops 6 lifecycle, but here he is answering some fake questions in order to try and calm everybody down in regards to the Black Ops 7 multiplayer. So the long and the short of it is he claims that wall running is not going to be in the game, it's just going to be wall jumping, and you can chain up to 3 jumps together, and the maps are designed with that in mind. He also said that the super jumps from the trailer are only for the campaign, not the multiplayer. The grapple hook is only for the campaign, not the multiplayer. And then he ended things by saying that never before seen remastered Black Ops 2 maps would be coming to Black Ops 7.
Also, you guys forgot to mention that if you do wall jumping, you don't gain momentum, you actually slow down. You can't just bunny hop crazy all over the place. You get one bounce, and then the next ones are really slow comparatively. So, who gives a shit, right? Skill-based matchmaking and anti-cheat suck, so nothing matters to me in Call of Duty anymore. Everything's done.
So, on top of Raid and Hijacked and Express, obviously, maps that have never been remastered from Black Ops 2, like Meltdown and Plaza, will be post-launch DLC for Black Ops 7. That's pretty much it, right? So it really wasn't much of a video, if I'm being entirely honest, but he did go out of his way to say that the game does not have wall running or double jumping, but it's all the same shit, man. If players can jump this high by pressing the A button when next to a wall, we might as well just have jetpacks on our back, man. We might as well just have exosuits and go back to advanced warfare. If we can run up to a wall.
I'm sorry, but the last best Call of Duty, anybody's got a brain, was Black Ops 3. And that had jetpacks, advanced movement, and that game was awesome. But now everybody hates the advanced movement. Really? Black Ops 3 was literally the last of a great Call of Duty. And wall running, advanced movement, and jetpacks. But now that's not good. Black Ops 4, everyone loved that game. That had the grappling hooks, it had the exosuits or whatever, the smash and crash and all the freaking whatever extra shit that you could, I can't think of the word, you know what I'm talking about, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying, had all that too. People loved that game. Everyone said that was the best game. These people, all these people saying negative things about things you see in Black Ops 7 are things that they were praising in previous Call of Duties. And I'm going to say this too, I don't care about none of this stuff, I don't care about anything unless I see a developer come out saying they are redoing the matchmaking system, not disbanding lobbies, and we have a better anti-cheat. I don't care about anything. I mean, I just put that out there. Like, the game is still, like, I keep saying this like I'm yelling into a fucking void. No one's listening to me. It doesn't matter about anything without skill-based matchmaking and the Ricochet anti-cheat being overhauled.
And jump off of it and have our momentum carry us forward into another jump and then do another jump on top of that. That's basically just wall running, man. That's basically just double jumping. And in a world of fixed skill-based matchmaking, this sounds like absolute hell, man.
He is being duplicitous on purpose. He's lying. He's not explained the fact that they already mentioned that when you do the wall running, wall jumping, it isn't like that. You can't just keep the momentum going fast. As soon as after the first wall jump, you slow down. So you get one good wall jump, and after that, you're basically a sitting duck because you're going to be jumping slow. Like, okay, there you go, and you just get freaking blasted. I get it. Listen, Call of Duty sucks. Black Ops 7 doesn't look to be any good, and no one's happy with it. But everyone just wants to sensationalize everything to make it worse than it actually is, which is what's the problem with the life in society and social media, is that everything isn't going that great. Yes, there are problems that are prevalent throughout the world, 110%. A lot of issues. But they make those issues even worse than they actually are to get you intrigued and to make you watch and click on videos, news, games, sports, whatever. Everyone is just, at this point, the internet is dying so bad that everything has to be sensationalized and done so crazy to try to get anyone's attention because no one is really giving a fuck. Everyone's got fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's just like, you know, getting burnt out. So content creators and media and politicians themselves are getting crazier and crazier, saying crazier and crazier things because the game just keeps getting amped up in clickbait.
People used to say back in the day that Advanced Warfare had skill-based matchmaking, but that was back in like 2014, you know? It was nothing compared to how crazy the algorithm is now and how cracked out and unemployed a lot of players are right now. Part of the reason why a game like Black Ops 3 worked out so well back in 2015 was the game was clean, right? It wasn't manipulated with matchmaking algorithms.
Okay. I'm gonna give credit where credit due. Nero Cinema here is countering the point I just made earlier where I said Black Ops 3 was amazing, and now he's telling me why this type of movement and whatnot won't work nowadays. And I'm going to say this right now. I don't give a fuck what kind of movement you got. I don't care what kind of matchmaking you got. I don't care what kind of maps you got. I don't care boost jumping, wall running, border jumping, build a wall. Doesn't matter how high it is, you're going to boost jump over it. The skill-based matchmaking is going to ruin no matter what you're doing. So he's saying that. I agree. But at the same time, it doesn't matter anyways, because if you get shit on top of your head or your chest or anywhere on you, it's still, getting dookied on, right? Doesn't matter where it is. It's not going to be fun.
It's nonsense. Advanced movement, which is essentially what we will have in Black Ops 7, was always a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it allowed good players to traverse the map in interesting ways and make big plays and things like that, but on the flip side of the coin, it also created a ton of randomness, right? And that randomness was quelled by the fact that a game like Black Ops 3 did not have skill-based matchmaking. In a regular boots-on-the-ground game, let's use like COD World War II as an example here, if you run to a room and there's 2 people in there, there's a decent chance that you can kill both of them if you're good enough and if they're bad enough, right? In a game like Black Ops 7, that will not be the case whatsoever, because when you run into that room, those players will be just as good as you, and one of them is going to be butt sliding while the other one will be bunny hopping off a wall and jumping 10 feet into the air, Like, there's no killing both those people in that.
So here's the answer. Don't buy the game, don't play the game, problem solved. I know, listen, that ain't going to get the views, ain't going to clicks, and ain't going to maintain a YouTube channel, but that really is the answer. There you go. There it is. It doesn't matter. Don't play the game. Don't buy the game. Don't upload videos. Don't participate. Call it a day. Quit. Don't play it. If it's that bad, if it sucks, everything's horrible, don't play the game. But no one's going to do that because no one wants to get a job. It's just make contact. I mean, YouTube videos. I don't be a security guard. You think I'm going to give up the sweet thousands of dollars I'm making a month's ad revenue and just be honest? Because that's the truth. Just quit. Don't play it. Like, okay, go play Battlefield 6. Because complaining about this isn't changing anything. It's not going to make a difference because we're the vocal minority and no one's going to give a fuck. Problem solved. There you go, right? Like, that's the answer. Don't buy the game, don't play the game, and move on with your life and do something else. Like, that's the honest, real take, isn't it? It is. But, like I said, that doesn't maintain a YouTube channel. So you got to keep this whole rage and hate and Call of Duty sucks, momentum going. I know. Hey, listen, I'm like the guy. I'm showing I'm pulling the curtain back and you're seeing the real wizards, a little 5'4" midget who drives a Subaru and tries to peddle bullshit supplements and hair LED $1,000 helmets. Right? You know what I'm saying? God bless you.
Scenario, right? Like the randomness and the chaoticness of advanced movement, for all the good and the bad that it caused, does not fit in a game with thick skill-based matchmaking, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting with Black Ops 7. Every single day, every single update, skill-based matchmaking and the algorithm behind it gets stronger and stronger. It gets...
I like how people complain about sweats and then themselves are sweats. Like, Nero Cinema here is literally using a scuff gaming controller and jumping around corners. Like, it's like a black guy calling out crime rates for black people while the guy's committing a crime.
More and more sophisticated. So if you think that Black Ops 6 is sweaty now, just imagine what it's going to be like during the beta when the sweaties to the sweaty play, and then of course during the full launch when half the people in the game are flying through the sky while the other half are butt sliding on their ass. It's going to be an absolutely miserable experience, and I cannot wait to see everybody's reaction when they realize just how bad it's going to be. Next up here, I would like to further take a look into Treyarch and why Black Ops 7 is going to be an absolute disaster. The idea of them releasing back...
No one has even played the game yet. I just want to make that a point too. This is really funny. We're all making videos like this, but not one of us even played the game. We haven't even actually seen the reveal. We haven't even actually seen any multiplayer gameplay other than like 1 or 2 seconds. I mean, like, obviously it's going to suck because of skill-based matchmaking and anti-cheat, but everything else is like, what are we talking about? We don't even know. But like, once again, nothing is going to change. They're never getting rid of skill-based matchmaking. They're never going to do that. The anti-cheat is not going to really ever get better. Maybe minor points here and there, but overall, lots of cheaters, especially for these guys who cry about cheaters, cry about sweats, but then themselves are playing in the lobbies with all those people because they are sweats themselves.
back-to-back Treyarch games, back-to-back Black Ops games sounded really good on paper, right? Like when this was all announced back in the day and we were like first going into it and everything, we were all pretty excited, but that was all before Black Ops 6 essentially became the second coming of Call of Duty Ghost. We have not seen players leaving a COD game like this in over a decade, and with how big of a flop Black Ops 6 has been, by Call of Duty standards anyway, how can we expect Black Ops 7 to be any better? There's two things I want to cover here.
Because this year, Call of Duty is going to save the franchise. Black Ops 7, no, this year, guys, trust me. This has been happening for 12 years now, but I trust you guys. Every year people cry and complain about Call of Duty, but then the next year is the one that's going to be awesome. But then they play that one, and then the one previous was actually not that bad, and then it just keeps going. It's totally awesome. It's not crazy at all.
Hey, take a look at this tweet from the official Call of Duty Twitter page, man. It's so freaking funny. So they can't even pull 100,000 impressions on an account with millions of followers, and then they posted a poll. Where are you starting your Season 5 Reloaded grind? The poll itself only had 2,000 votes because nobody is playing the game, man.
No, once again, no one is playing the game who is on social media. You, me, watching these videos, following Twitter, are the vocal... Say it together now. Minority. As I started the video off showing you, we have people rating 600,000 people who the hell ever takes time to rate a video game. I don't know. Have given 72%, 73% favorable rating, a 4 or 5 star rating for Black Ops 6. So what you think about the game sucking, I agree with. But what everyone else thinks about Call of Duty, they fucking love it. And of course, like I said, Black Ops 7 isn't doing that great as far as the online community, as well as in real life, because Battlefield 6 does look to be a good game that will definitely, in real life as well, translate to less sales than Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And as well, the people online do represent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Let's not get twisted. 10%, 15% of your player base that's online is still a lot of people. We still may end up making them millions and millions of dollars. So if you're going to lose 15, 20% of your player base, 10%, 5% even of your player base who are online like us, who aren't going to get this game now, they still cannot afford to lose that. Like, that's why they also do damage control, because we also represent a chunk of money that they don't want to lose, and they can't lose. But it's not the whole picture.
And the funniest part is Zombies was voted number 1, Warzone was voted number 2, and of course, Multiplayer was voted dead last.
Multiplayer's been dead for the longest time. No one ever gave a shit about multiplayer since Warzone dropped 5 years ago. Who goes and watches Twitch streams? Do you? Do you watch streams? What do you watch? What is playing? What is actually being shown? What is the number 1 rated Call of Duty stream? It's always Warzone. Warzone saved Call of Duty. Call of Duty was, as much as I feel Warzone killed multiplayer, it saved the actual overall franchise. Without Warzone, Call of Duty would have been dead by now. I want to point that out right now. Like, literally, the numbers were going down before 2019. Like, Call of Duty was not doing well. Black Ops 4, as much as people want to say was great, didn't do well at all. Call of Duty was sucking wind. Warzone came in to free to play, and it completely blew up Call of Duty again in a good way. It destroyed its narrative of being a dead game to becoming a juggernaut. Unfortunately, in my opinion, ruined the actual multiplayer game, and it has. That's why no one cares a shit about multiplayer anymore, is because, you know, the streaming and whatever led to it has led to the demise. But Warzone saved Call of Duty. The overall player count is much higher now because of Warzone. It's a fact. Stats don't care about your feelings.
I'll be like 24 people who bothered to interact with this post from this Twitter account, the official COD Twitter account with millions of followers. It would seem that more people are playing that mode as compared to multiplayer. That is the current state of the Call of Duty franchise, ladies and gentlemen, but that was only number A. Number B is Treyarch apparently broke Black Ops 6 even more than I thought they did. So I did my little review video the other day when Season 5 Reload came out, and something I didn't mention, but something I certainly noticed, was that the Ninja perk was no longer working. I just assumed it always sounded that way because, frankly, I've put in like 24 hours of playtime into Black Ops 6 total over the course of the past 10 months, so I'm not the best person to judge if maybe something changed or if something is broken, but just take a listen here.
Hold on. Give me a second here. Hold on. You only have 24 hours into the game, but you've unlocked Dark Matter camo. I'm going to say that's cap. That's a cap.
5 Reloaded update, they apparently broke Ninja, they apparently broke Flak Jacket, they uninstalled the game for countless users to make room for Black Ops 7 files, which is forcing players to reinstall the game and have less space on their hard drives than they had before. The secure boot update is not working for people. Dev errors are still happening. Like, what is
this is a problem for me. This is a problem for me. This is why I might be hooped when it comes to Call of Duty. I like playing Call of Duty and Battlefield and whatnot on my PC, even though I do use a controller because aim assist is overpowered. And why would I nerf myself by playing with a keyboard and mouse? Because I'm not good enough to even play with a freaking controller with all these sweats. So I'm not trying to make myself even worse. But the problem lies in this: my drives are not compatible, even though I have a good PC. Like, I got a 3080, I've got 2 terabyte hard drives. I've got SSDs. I got solid state drives, rather, 2 terabytes. I've got 32 or 64 gigabytes of RAM or some crazy shit like that. And my hard drives, though, are not compatible with secure boot. So I'm forced to play on the PlayStation 5, which I don't like and doesn't look as good, doesn't run as well. It just doesn't. And I don't really plan on buying Black Ops 7. So I was going to get it for free with Xbox Game Pass, but now I can't play it on my PC, so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
On over there at Treyarch, man. If you go to the Black Ops 6 subreddit, which is almost as dead as the game itself these days. I mean, for context here, it's early evening on a Saturday night, and there are 99 people online in a sub with almost 900,000 users. I guess those moderator fucks who censor everything because they're in Activision's pocket must be happy with this, because if you go to that subreddit, it reads more like a Trello board than a discussion board. Everybody's just posting videos and clips.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to be repeat and recycle. And I'm going to end the video on this. Online Call of Duty is done dead, and no one's happy with it. And it is just a circle jerk of Activision shills trying to gatekeep, safekeep, damage control this game. But in real life, just like in politics or other aspects that you read on social media, real life and internet life don't have much crossover. I mean, the amount of people online still represent a large enough chunk of consumer base and money for companies as well as voters that they do pander to them, kind of, and try to keep them happy. But their main focus is not us, never has been, and never will be. And I'll tell you why, and I'll end the video on a fact to prove it all. You would all sit here and agree that Call of Duty, at this point, at this juncture of all junctures, tackle a tree, is in its worst state ever. Right? Yes, redundant question. So, all the videos that have been made with millions, maybe billions of views that have been negative towards Call of Duty, complaining about skill-based matchmaking and being upset about whatever it may be that we're upset about in Call of Duty, has had zero impact for the positive change that we'd like to see in Call of Duty. In fact, if you're just looking at it, it has had a negative impact. It hasn't, but things have gotten worse, and we have done nothing to make it better. So obviously our opinion doesn't matter, because if it mattered, they would be listening to us, because Activision is in the business of making money, not making good video games. Go pound sand is one of my comments I always read by one of you guys. And if they were actually losing money and our opinion mattered, and they actually were worried about what we thought, they would do things to help make us happy, because then they would be thinking, hey, we need to keep these guys as customers. But they don't, because our opinion doesn't matter. Vocal minority. Kind of matters, but not really. Like, they do small things like no carry forward of skins. Wow. They're just going to sell you more skins anyways and make new stuff and make their money some other way. But unless, like I said, sound like a broken record. Skill-based matchmaking, never going to be touched. Ricochet anti-cheat, always going to suck. Unless those two things are fixed, count me out. Everything else is moot. And with that being said, Ghost of 8 coming at you hot. Muy caliente, ocho pensamientos, muchos gracias. Thank you very much for watching. And last but not least, my alpha male elite game and stub muffin athletes, balls deep, only halfway in. Stay black. Question authority, let the honky crack, red playing shapeshifter, building moves, hard swinging, chill, 7 lenses, judge, who dress, some big more jealous, flat moves, fake houses, the hills, frozen frogs, gay white men. Bring ya.